Tina Brunges, Deer and Elk Coordinator. It's that time of year. I have got 856,000 calls of friends and people, and friends of friends who've said, hey, I've gotten drawn for the elk hunt. What do I do now?
What they'll get right now, they should have gotten probably in the last week or so, is their notification letter, which tells them the tag they're drawn for, the dates they can hunt. In with that is a sheet that gives them all the links on our website for the information they're going to need to make the decision on what elk hunting unit they want to put in. They get 3 choices. They've got till July 1st to put in their EHU choices. Then in July, they'll get another package with their hat and some helpful information and just, you know, kind of a little care package with some additional information. Well, they definitely need to make sure they know the dates they can hunt with the weapon and the tag that they have. And I can't stress enough that new this year, if you have a firearms tag, your 7 days is all you get. So, you know, be as picky as you want to be, but understand that there's not the option to come back later in the season with a bow or a crossbow if you strike out during that firearm season.
7 days.
7 days, that's all you've got. Make it work, make it count. We have really high success rates for our firearms hunters. I'm sure some of them are going, 7 days, oh my gosh, that's plenty of time. So they need to look at that. They need to go to our website. They need to look at the maps. They need to look at the telecheck information from last year on public hunting areas where elk were harvested. They need to do online research. There's other websites like trailsrus.com. They've got pictures and stories from hunters from previous years. If you know anybody that's been drawn, talk to them. Ask them where they hunted. Ask them, did you use a guide? Did you hunt on private land? Where did you stay? All of that sort of research that they need to do before they make those unit choices is available online. They can also call our info center if they've got questions. But we encourage everybody to not just think about, well, where are the elk, but also think about who do you know in Eastern Kentucky.
Go down and take a look.
Yes.
Go to the gas stations, talk to people.
Absolutely.
Part of the fun of the whole process of hunting somewhere you've never been before or a whole new type of hunt is exploring that on your own and finding out that information. It's a puzzle, but that will eventually lead you to the right person in the right place. And if it was me, I would be down there now.
Absolutely.
I would be looking around now. I would be starting all my research today.
People ask us all the time, are there landowners I can contact? And unfortunately, even though we do know landowners that are having nuisance issues or that are amenable to allowing hunting, they're not too excited about us just giving their name and number out. And I understand that. Yeah, exactly. So, but if you go down there and you talk to somebody, it's a whole lot easier to get access and permission.
You know, one thing that I would bring up that I have noticed over the years for you first-time hunters, and I think you'll back me up on this, something you really need to do is know your gun.
Yes.
First of all, it has to be 270 and up, correct?
270 and up.
Okay, know your gun, and please be prepared to shoot more than once.
Yes.
Typically, people will shoot, and sometimes that animal will stand there and be fatally wounded and still go back to eating. They're such a huge animal and can absorb so much of an impact. Be prepared to shoot until that animal goes down.
Yes, be prepared, but at the same time, you have to be extremely cognizant that they're herd animals. There's going to be other elk standing there. Do not shoot a skylined animal, and you have to know what's behind it. Because you are using these higher calibers, it will travel through that elk, hit another elk. We have had people shoot through an elk and kill another elk.
Look at this footage. This was a kid who was on a hunt, and he had a perfect backdrop. Watch this bullet go through this animal and hit the hillside, probably 50 or 75 yards, with still enough force to kill another animal.
And if you have somebody with you with binoculars, that's a great tool to help keep you from shooting an additional animal, taking a bad shot, knowing if you hit it or not. It is different, and you're right, you've got to practice with that gun.
And one more thing that I have noticed, and this is after years of watching these folks, a lot of people come in, it's a big animal. Be prepared to have a whole lot of cooler space and a whole lot of ice. Bring it with you. Because it could be warm that time of year. It could be very warm.
Yes,
you want that precious meat to spoil.
And you early season bow hunters, those September bow hunters are going to be out there chasing those bulls. You know, it's a little different game because it's probably going to be very hot. Those animals spoil very quickly.
So the first thing that we should have said was congratulations.
Absolutely.
Because you're very fortunate to be drawn for this. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. The second thing is, Do your homework. There's plenty of information out there, plenty of information. Call, go visit, go down there. If you got drawn, go down there now. You have to know what the law is before you go out there. Study every regulation, know exactly what you have to do.
We spend a lot of time on that hunting guide, and we've tried to make it as useful and user-friendly as we can. Read the hunting guide before you go afield. If there's something that's not clear to you, we have a 1-800 number, we have email.
Great information, folks, answering.
Contact the info center. They are very knowledgeable. If they don't know, they'll hook you up with somebody who does.
Do your homework. Know that it's a different animal. That's important when it comes to stalking, and that's important once you get the animal down. Have plenty of help.
And Eastern Kentucky's beautiful. You know, if you can get down there for a weekend before the hunt and explore some of the areas, go visit the area. You'll see some elk while you're down there. You'll see some beautiful country while you're down there. And that's part of the whole experience. I mean, hunters don't want to just show up, shoot an elk, and go home. There's a whole package of experience there.
And guess what? You're going to have a whole lot of fun. Be safe. Thank you so much for the information.